Hello, Taurus. All placements. Welcome to your spiritual path reading. Okay, if you would like to book me, I offer personal readings, love readings, spiritual path readings, clairaudient clairvoyant readings, which are intuitive readings, meaning no cards. Okay, I also offer FaceTime readings, which is one-on-one with you and I. My email will be listed down in the description box for that. Okay, if you'd like to contact me to book me. We have the Tower and the Sun here, two contradictory energies followed by the Nine of Wands. I see deep wounded childhood trauma here, Taurus. There is some childhood trauma here that you have not healed from. There are still some things that you're affected by that are linked to your family, to your peers, just you at a young age. And the connections you have with people and them not lasting, and the betrayals and the hurt, and how many times you had to hold back as a child, how many times you had to suppress how you felt at an age where you should be happy and free to express yourself. You were restricted and just told to keep quiet, or you were never made to feel comfortable enough to express. There has been a strong resistance to that, to you expressing. I'm here to tell you, Taurus, you're not your childhood trauma. You are not what happened to you. You are not your past. You are not your pain. You are not your insecurities. You are not the voice in your head. You are not that relationship that didn't work out. You are not that heartbreak. You are not that rejection. You are not that neglect. You are not that abandonment. You are none of these. You are not an emotion. These are aspects that have happened to you, and these are things you've experienced, but these have nothing to do with who you are. That's the discernment that is lacking here. You're not being able to see that difference of, no, I'm not my past, and I can still be a better person in the present. I can still work on myself, work on these emotions, because I'm getting, Taurus, don't lose your temper. Don't be so quick to snap, especially on yourself, or don't disregard how you feel. Like, if you're not feeling okay, you're not feeling okay, and that's fine. There's no need for you to be hard on yourself as to wanting reasons as to why you're not feeling good. You just aren't. And it's a totally, it's normal to not be okay. You don't always have to have it figured out all the time. You don't always have to be on top of your game. You don't always have to just be so dependent on by others. Sometimes the healer needs healing, and sometimes, all the time, the ones with the greatest strength have an even greater weakness. But the weakness becomes the ultimate power once they learn to utilize it and harness it. And this stems from healing your inner child. Your inner child has been exposed to a lot of things that you were not supposed to be exposed to at a time in your life, when you were just so naive, so young, so pure, so innocent, just in your own little world. And the things of the world have just, you've seen a lot, Taurus, let's say that. You've seen a lot of things, and it's been repetitive. It's like over and over again. You are not going to be part of the generational curse in your family. I'm telling you that right now. You're not going to be a part of it. Whether it's alcohol, sex, drugs, social media, whatever it is that it seems to be so big and weighing heavy on your heart because of your past. But you are not that. you are not going to end up in a loveless relationship like your mom did or your father did or your closest friend did. You are not them. So why are you connecting yourself to that energy when it has nothing to do with you? It was what you were exposed to at the time, but you had to be exposed to it, right? But let's take away that and look at the fact of the impact it had on you. You show face even if inside you feel a lot of pain, but you still show up, you still smile, you still present, you still are Taurus, loyal, obedient. That's your greatest power. That's not a weakness. To be good in the bad, that's what the Tower and the Sun is. To be good in the bad, to show love in the hate, to be kind in the war. That's you, Taurus. Don't ever worry about financial instability. Even if it might hit you or it feels like it has, it's really not that serious or that big. Don't allow how you feel to be bigger than your intuition and than 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 the truth of how you feel, and not how you've been told to feel by that voice in your head, your insecurities, okay? Because you are not the voice in your head, you are not your insecurities, you are not your pain. So those thoughts that come, they only come because you are vulnerable to them. The enemy only attacks when he sees an opportunity. And the opportunity comes when we are vulnerable, when we are insecure, when we suppress, when we hold back, when we don't share, when we do things outside of who we are. Because that's not who we are. And therefore, that is a loophole for something else to enter. But you are not a product of your past. You are not a product of your environment. And you are definitely not linked to any childhood traumas here. Detach yourself from things that happen because they didn't happen to you, they happened for you. Show yourself more love and allow yourself to be loved by changing how you see things, and don't see things in such a harsh way because of the circumstance or because of what is happening or what had happened. Don't be so harsh with your viewpoint of things. Don't be so hard on yourself. Being hard on yourself is a low vibrational thing, you know that. That's not a way to live. Yeah, it's not a way to live, Taurus. I'm hearing just keep going, even if it seems impossible and it seems undoable. But you don't walk alone, you walk with God, and God is going to make a way for you where there is none, and God is going to have you right where you're supposed to be. As you are right now, is where you're supposed to be, Taurus. There's no, oh, but they could be better, yes, of course. But present right now is where you're supposed to be. And there's no pressure to get to the next location, to the next destination, to the next this. That is pressure put on you by you. Stop allowing yourself to be so easily influenced by the things of the world because of what your younger self went through. Your younger self went through a lot. Too much for a kid that age is what I'm getting. Is what I'm hearing. Too much for a kid that age. Yeah. You are not bound, Taurus, is what I'm getting. This energy is an illusion. I'm getting an illusion here. You are not bound to anything. Nothing's happening. No one's after you. Repeat after me. Okay? This is something that you should say whenever you feel like you need to breathe, right? Those moments where it's like, yo, you know what? I need a minute, I need a second. Firstly, yes, I need you to take a deep breath and release. And then understand the situation and then understand your role in it. The situation itself is the situation itself. You don't link yourself to the trauma just because you were there or just because you were present or it happened doesn't mean you linked to it. It served its role, which is to teach you and strengthen you and show you the truth of things. But it wasn't there to break you, to it just played its role. So allow things to play their role. I really see a lack of emotional intelligence, but not in a negative way. I just see your inner child is playing with your emotions. Hence, the page of cups is upright and the queen of cups is inverted here. Lack of emotional judgment. You feel like you can't trust your emotions. Don't be so hard on yourself, Taurus. You are human. You make mistakes and these things happen. You will grow. You are growing. You are learning. You will always be a student to life. But that doesn't mean that you should hold yourself accountable for everybody else's mistakes in your life. That's not fair on you, and you don't deserve that. You don't deserve to feel that way. And you know it. Stop being so hard on yourself, okay? That'll be all. If you would like to book me, I offer personal readings, love readings, spiritual path readings, which are life path readings. Also offer clairaudient clairvoyant readings, which are intuitive, meaning no cards. And I also offer FaceTime, Zoom call, video call, Skype, okay, for one-on-one with me for an hour. Okay, if you'd like to have a reading done on a one-on-one for an hour or a conversation. Okay, totally up to you. Thank you so much for your time, Taurus, and I'm sending you nothing but love.